Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem, Yahushua, by Shem, Kakadash, the Barnes, the Apostles, and those great millstone for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessings to the whole collective Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in Hebrew. By Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the unbegotten Son. Back on the lesson, and today, going to be making an M.O.T.B update. As you are seeing, the infrastructure, the foundations being laid out in order to fully introduce this beast system, as well as to, fully implement the Charagma, the RFID, which you've been seeing how they have been, conditioning and preparing the people for it. By the way, these different apps that you've been seeing with Amazon One, where you're able to pay with the palm of your hand. And there's this one article that basically, or this one image, showed basically, kind of half the store blocked off to where you needed to be signed up to Amazon One to be able to enter and to pay, or I believe it's like to enter, that side of the store, and now they're implementing it to where you're able to pay just by the way of Amazon One, just scanning the palm of your hand. And you've already been seeing, certain things like this over there in China, where you're able to scan your face and pay by the way of that right there, So you've been seeing how they've been conditioning and preparing the people for it. If you have the eyes to see, the infrastructure, the foundation being laid out, and now you're going to see the persecution, the demonization that's going to come with denying it, not wanting to bow down to his beast system and follow the ways of this world, man. As you see right here, anti-chippers are the latest group of awful people we now have to worry about. As you've been seeing, the restrictions, the mandates that they had with the Jews, and how angry and emotional those people got because people didn't want to hop on board with it. They didn't want to take the Jews, they didn't want to follow these mandates, these harsh restrictions that were in place. All these different names were done. Oh, you're selfish, you're crazy, you don't care about your family or the people around you, because you don't want to take that concoction that they made, man. Now you see more people dying that are taking it than the people that are not. As I've been warning you through the Spirit Prophet how about my shot to stay away from those things, man. But those that are going to continue to follow these ways, Esau, Edom, are going to, fall into a ditch, man. You're getting led astray. Because this is just a practice and a trial run of the true test that's to come. Because even of our people that already pretty much bent the knee, that took the Jews, And if you crack under the pressure now, imagine then, coming to these last days, man, with all these harsh mandates and restrictions that are going to be in place. Because once again, the M.O.T.B is pretty much going to be the one thing that you need to have in order to do everything. But that's where our faith is going to be trying to be tested. But as you are going to see the persecution and the hate, the demonization that's going to come with it. Because we're going to be the so-called, odd ones out. The weird ones for not wanting to hop on the so-called wave, the next big thing, And now when they start, mandating these things to where you need to have it, you're definitely be looked upon as crazy for not wanting to take it, But hey, we're going to have faith in Yahweh Shem and Shai. Going to Isaiah 10 and I believe 20, going to how we're not going to rely upon, those that smote us, but we're going to be fully relied upon Yahweh Shem and Shai, if you're paraphrasing. Let's dive into this quick article right here. It says, anti-chippers are the latest group of awful people we now have to worry about. Now it says, and if these troubling times have already encumbered us with enough challenges, they're paranoid, don't believe in science. Many have white supremacist tendencies, and most importantly, they want you to know that, I'm going to say, the MC, which is where we're here, just to be careful with my words, implants are super duper scary. Which if you take this RFID, you will be destroyed, because that is the M.O.T.B as prophesied and written in the scriptures. Going back to Revelations 13 and 16, we are warning you through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai to stay away from these things. But you see how they are twisting the narrative, as there were some conspiracy theorists, as if we're crazy because we don't want to take it, because you're not supposed to. Most importantly, they want you to know that the MC implants are super duper scary. Now, once again, they're twisting the narrative and painting us in a bad way, ultimately targeting the prophets, man. Because we're the main ones pushing this, man. Specifically, the apostles and those at Great Millstone have been warning you, man. That they're anti-C-hippers, and they've got literally dozens more brain cells than your average anti-V. So what's their deal? And once you saw how angry the people were for the people that didn't want to take the juice, that didn't want to hop on board, take that damn concoction that they made, you know? And you saw tons of people dying over it and getting major side effects. I'm trying to, spread out my words. I don't want to say too much. But you saw how bad it was, man. But we're the crazy ones. We're the bad guys for not wanting to take it. Now we're going to be looked upon as a so-called black sheep. The odd one out for not wanting to take it, man. But you see how they're using these celebrities. And I believe the other brother, Kazak, GMS Page Master, his YouTube page, posted a video going to Dr. Phil promoting it on his TV show, man. So it's out there, man, and it's right in front of your face, and the Lord is showing you that, man. But this is the 19 pandemic. Trying to be careful with words. Has the world's most brilliant minds scrambling to find treatments, juices, and ways to improve public health going forward. One such savior is Bill Gates. Yeah, the order out of chaos, causing all these problems, and then swooping in as a so-called hero, bringing the so-called solution. The child-loving philanthropist who, look at that, child-loving, come on, man, who founded Microsoft, has proposals to put a teeny tiny piece of silicone under everyone's skin to improve people's lives by reducing healthcare costs and keeping track of anyone who deemed unhealthy by medical professions. So keeping a constant eye on you, constantly being tracked, and you're seeing the so-called incentives, the benefits if you do take the Kuragma. So you're going to see many people hopping on board with that. Now let's jump to a little bit more, and we'll jump into the scriptures. Now, it says, now what could possibly be bad about health professionals, doctors keeping Americans safe and healthy? You'd be surprised or not. And once again, you see how they're pushing that image that, we're crazy, we're the bad guys. What is it? Anti-Semitic origin of anti-C-hippers. When you examine the undercurrent of the anti-C-hipper movement, and one horde realization towers above all others, anti-Semitism is festering at the root of this evil. Of course, not all anti-C-hippers are anti-Semites, but it doesn't change the fact that they're engaged in a conspiracy theory. Come on, see that image that's being propagated by anti-Semites. So once again, you see in the image that they're pushing, men, mainly targeting the prophets, who feel fear over what the elites or the globalists would do to you. This is quoted anti-Semitic language on dogwism according to the large civil rights organization ADL. So they know who's pushing this, man. The prophets. When you go to ADL, they're talking about all these different Israelite camps and all that, but they didn't mention GMS. Because those brothers are the main ones pushing this 100% truth. When I was diving into the scriptures, pretty much read what we need from the article. I'll leave it in a link in the description below if you want to dive into that for yourself and read the full thing. But it says Revelation 13 and 16 through 17, one of the main scripts you should know by now. One of the major end time prophecies that pretty much, in the midst of already, playing out before our very eyes, man. You've been seeing the conditioning and how they're preparing the people for this beast system, getting them used to these different apps. We're able to pay with the palm of your hand. It is clear what they are doing if you have the eyes to see. And we are warning you through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah, so our Lord set up prophets among you to warn you of these things, so you are made prepared and that you are made ready, and you can't say you weren't warned. Revelations 13, 16 through 17. And he called all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. And when you go into the word mark, in the Greek, goes into the word charagma. And when you go to the definition, the etymology of it, goes into the word etch, scratching. So it's a physical mark. But you have all these Israelite camps that have sold out, that have taken the bag, and that are saying that the charagma is spiritual. It doesn't make sense. Yet none of them will touch on how you're able to buy and sell with a spiritual mark. It just doesn't make sense. You can't go inside a Walmart and say that you are a Christian and come out with a 64-inch flat screen TV. It's just not going to happen. It's not what he's talking about. And he called to all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive your mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. You see Elon Musk heavily pushing the Neuralink, wanting to do human trial testing. I mean, come on, bro. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. And you can see how we're also going to be targeted for going against this beast system, for not wanting to take the charagma, especially with the so-called miracles that these devils and be performing on the left-hand side by the way of technology, we're going to be the so-called crazy ones, you know? Because you see Elon Musk saying, people that are blind, able to see again, people that are paralyzed, able to walk again. And us going against these things, we're going to be looked upon as crazy. We're going to be demonized, persecuted, y'all are selfish. Y'all don't want people to get better, this and that, all these different things that they're going to say, man. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell without it. Now it's going to Isaiah 10:1, go to these unrighteous decrees that they're going to implement and push out in order to basically force your hand. Because you're going to need to have it in order to live a so-called normal life. But those that are in this faith, within this truth, are going to be fully detached from this place, man. Because right now we have to, kind of adapt, maneuver around to the best of our ability. But once they fully mandate these things and fully implement these restrictions, once they these mandates, that's when we're going to take a step back and rely fully upon our power, Yahweh Shem El Shai, to take care of us, to defend us, to feed us, We have faith in our power, man, not these damn devils. Isaiah 10:1 says, woe unto them to decree and write the decrees and that right grievances which they have prescribed. Those draconian-like laws, those harsh-like measures that they're going to, push out. Let's get Isaiah 10:20. Because we're going to be fully relied upon the Lord. Which I'll leave that after. But let's go to Isaiah 19:2, because you're going to see division amongst the people, which you are seeing now. And I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, as you saw with Roe v. Wade being overturned. The mass amount of people that were just divided. And that's also a terrible sign for a nation, a kingdom, is when your people is divided amongst each other. But especially when, these things start to be implemented and pushed out, which you've already seen people, getting angry over here, especially a bunch of these Edomites. And it's pretty sad that these devils, Esau, Edom, know more about the charagma than, a lot of these so-called prophets, man. A lot of these Israelite camps. Which, feel that maybe Jake's, Can you have a lot of the protests and, talk about it also. But let's see. I don't want to get this yet. Yeah, we'll move this right here. I with these last two. Revelation 2:10, going to this persecution that's coming. And it says, fear those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried. So, what is in the persecution that is going to come? Thrown into jail, fine. Fear those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried. And you shall have tribulation 10 days, be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. So, showing our faith is going to be tried and we're going to be tested, but those that continue to believe and remain faithful in our power, and Yahweh Shem El Shai, the Lord will protect and give us the spirit so we're able to endure these things, And we continue to pray to Yahweh Shem El Shai to continue to keep his spirit on us so that we're once again able to endure these things, man. It's not going to be easy. But once again, you see the restrictions, the mandates that are going to come, as we read Isaiah 10:1, Revelation 2:10, going to the persecution that's going to come if we deny these things. As we see here, Revelation 14:9-10, the judgment that's going to come to those that take it. They want to bow down to this beast system, take the charagma, This was coming to you, Revelation 14:9-10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So it doesn't matter which hand you take it in, you will be destroyed. Because you have all these jakes that'll try to maneuver around what's written in order to get away with taking it and then taking it out, or taking their left hand or the right. Come on. If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, you must create the Neuralink also, the mark in the forehead. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, and the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, which is going to be by the way of these thermonuclear missiles, thermonuclear fire, and the presence of the holy angels, and the presence of the Lamb, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai. Now let's close it out with the last two, Revelation 3:10. So it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which is going to be mainly this charagma being presented in front of us. We shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So showing you we tried and we're going to be tested, man. But once again, those that continue to believe remain faithful in our power. And Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the Lord will keep us during these times, man. Have mercy upon us in those days, man. And Lord over that number and are those men. As you guys didn't tell one, as I mentioned earlier, how we're going to be fully detached from this place and rely fully upon Yahweh Bahashem Shai, man, our God. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, which who smote us, these devils, man, Esau, Edom. Now continue on, but shall stay upon, one time, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahweh Bashem Shai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So once these things are fully mandated and pushed out, that's when we're going to fully take a step back and rely upon our power, Yahweh Bashem Shai, which again will be fully plugged into the source, because right now we still have to go to these devils for food, to put food on the table, to go to a job, to pay bills and all that, but very soon once they start implementing these mandates, these harsh restrictions, and fully pushing out this M.O.T.B, that's when we're going to take a step back. But hopefully you're edified. Pretty much hit the main points already. Lord and I tried to get the best of my ability and got the point across. I do want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Ashah, Bashem Kakadash, that watch the apostles, knows great millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings, the whole of Israel, and Shalom. See you next one.